Choking that goose that laid the golden eggs. Let's get into it today, guys, because it's not a pretty picture. It's emerging. And when you hear what I'm going to talk about today, you're probably going to agree and think to yourself, I never really noticed that or thought about that before. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm seeing now. Let's get into it. And a very good morning to you. I just saw recently, I got in my mailbox yesterday from the glorious city of Santa Rosa, California. They have on the ballot this November Measure FF, which is set to increase the visitor tax, occupancy tax on city-sited hotels from 9% to 11%, which will effectively raise another $1.2 million per year. Whoop-de-doo, right? And I'm sure it'll pass overwhelmingly because here they never saw a tax they didn't like. Welcome to California. I loved living here. Don't kick me out of town or anything. But you know, America's becoming more and more elitist, and part of it is because the cost of doing business is becoming so high. And the charges that restaurants, hotels have to make now, airlines, etc., with a lot of that is taxes. His rental cars has reached such a point now that they're squeezing out much of America from recreating. Okay, and if you don't believe that's true, look at something like a restaurant. Today, pick an average restaurant in your town. Maybe you take a walk downtown or do something like that, and find a restaurant at in the evening, 8 o'clock on a Friday night, or 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, 6 o'clock on a Saturday night. Go in and take a look around. You know what you're not going to see in restaurants? You're not going to see any kids these days. You're really not going to see any kind of family scene at all. If you do, it's a real rarity. It would be in some of the super wealthy areas. San Mateo, de Palo Alto around here, Marin County, and up in the higher elevations of Santa Rosa here. But you also notice in amusement parks and places like that families and things are really being priced out, and Disney's scratching their head and wondering where the hell are all, why is attendance down here and whatever. Well, number one, there's less kids in it. Hello, there's less kids around now, right? Number two, you've so separated yourself from the original Disney concept, and my Lord, thank goodness Walt Disney is not alive today to see what the heck happened to his company. He'd have a heart attack all over again. I don't know. It's not a pretty picture, right? But my point is, across the spectrum, things like increasing a hotel occupancy tax, they seem so simple, but if a family's going to come to wine country, and there's a lot of things to do, recreate on the Russian River, enjoy the coastal, the parks, fishing, all kinds of things to do, hiking. I mean, it's a beautiful, very comfortable. You don't have humidity here. You don't have rain, right? It's in the ideal place to come to visit. But when you start putting that extra, let's say $100 a night hotel and an extra $2 here, there, over the course of a week or so, yeah, it's $14 extra on top of the tax that you're already paying. Now multiply this across other things too. Taxes on going to venues to see a concert, forget about it. See a Broadway show, use a hair stand on that. This is the last time you saw a kid in a Broadway show. A kid in a symphony orchestra, things, because there's entertainment taxes and things to be paid. Right? We have the average income in America, and it used to be that average income would align with being able to have some recreational opportunities. This is what I want you to bear in mind today. Okay, we've now separated those two so that things like sporting events, recreating, vacations, and things like that have become, well, for the average person, they're like a 1 or 2 day wonder. Let's have a weekend getaway, right? Let's do that once a year. Well, I got to work in between my 2 jobs and your 2 jobs. I don't, it's like we got to thread the needle here to make this happen. So in a lot of ways, we're seeing what I've called elitism here, where we've so separated the average income, say, family or even person from being able to afford the things that used to be within the domain of that. Amusement parks, maybe a week at a beach, something like that. Visiting wine country, going to a concert, going to a sporting event. Think about it now. You look at a baseball stadium, whatever, and it's, if you see a kid or a football stadium, if you see kids in the stands, it's usually grandpa who's got the money, flanked with a couple grandkids on either side. What you're not going to see is people, the parents, they're out working and stuff like that. So we're seeing this profound change in America, and taxes like Measure FF here in Santa Rosa contribute to it because it's the low-hanging fruit of taxation. But the effect that it has on travel is tremendous. And it further separates, if I'm earning $250,000 a year, $200,000 a year, family $250,000 a year, I don't care about an extra $2 a night. But if I'm a family just pulling down $40,000, you see the point. The burden's going to come down 6 times heavier per se on them than it is. It's on the average, it's going to bear the load of that. And when you think about what it used to be to just drive your car to say Doran Beach over there, where there's a lot of where there's a nice beach area, used to be $3 to park your car. $4, $5, $6. Now it's $7 to park your car. And if you're a senior, you get $1 off. Okay, let's celebrate and dance in front of the ranger station there when we take advantage of our golden bear discount here. But you see what I'm saying at the margin, and it's everything that happens at the margin. Higher gas taxes, right? Higher restaurant taxes, and in places we're charging that ridiculous 3% surcharge for the health and welfare of our workers. Well, what the hell? What about the phone company guys? The guys working at the 7-Eleven, right? What do we, right? Mandatory charge and stuff, right? Now, who does that disproportionately hit? It hits the average person in America. So look at the way things have changed. You look at Vegas now. You don't... Back in the late 90s, right, you go to Vegas, all the hotels had kids falling all over the place, right, sleeping in the hallways and things. Circus City looked like a hotel that was built for kids, right? There were so many kids all over the place with Midway. Who in the heck takes their kids to Vegas? Maybe a grandparent takes a kid or something. How many kids do you see at ballparks anymore? How about the way concerts have become so expensive now with entertainment taxes? How do you expect to grow baseball in the future when you can't even afford to go watch a game? You don't have the same level of enthusiasm when you watch on TV. Yeah, I'd rather play a video game. You take somebody to a stadium and watch a baseball game. Now they're like, wow, this is really, really epic. Football game. Right down here, you want to go see the 49ers play, a theoretical family of 4. You go down there, you better have about $1,200 in your pocket, 100 of which is just to park your car down there. So how is it, we're cannibalizing the future. And like I said, Disney wonders why amusement park attendance is down. Well, right. There's a point where you leave and say, yeah, that was worth it. Now we're reached a point where, I don't think we're coming back again. It just wasn't worth the money. I'm not paying $15 for a can of Diet Coke, $15 for a Coke, and $22 for an ice cream. And the kid wants a Mickey Mouse hat. That's $28. Right? It's just like, all right. That's my take on it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Are you seeing that? Now, I want you to just think, and I want you to probe your mind and say, yeah, I don't see as many kids around, right? I don't see the sporting events that are affordable anymore. It's like, it's everything is becoming just elitist, and it's really starting to hurt this nation. And you know what? It's just the nature of the beast through taxes and other things that we pay. And many of us competing with the government for unlimited resources to bestow, food, shelter, clothing, medical care on people that, a lot of them shouldn't even be here. And I hate to say that, right? We'll talk about immigration another day. But hey, if you enjoyed today's topic, please let me know down in the comment section down below. Please subscribe too if you're not part of the family here. We do vintage audio restoration. I'm heading to Las Vegas. We're gonna have fun and hijinks down there. And I'm staying at the cheapest place I can find. Don't worry. Even then, they're taxing me down there. So be a part of it. Also, metal detecting, live streams, demonstration, cooking. Just did Cornish pasties recently. So I'd love you to be a part of it. Please hit that subscribe button and that bell for all notification. Let me know down in the comment section if you think I'm correct about things becoming more and more elitist in this nation, less affordable to the great middle of the bell curve, that great average. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.